As many of you heard, Star Wars movie has been canceled, or had we all suspected that it was going to happen anyway? So, welcome back to Views with Hughes, the Jennifer News. This is Jerome Hughes, and today's story, the Rey movie from Star Wars and Lucasfilm has been canceled. What was the reason behind it? Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below, and subscribe to the channel as well. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into it. Remember back during the last year of springtime where it was announced that they were going to make a Rey movie and all of that, but something suspicious wasn't really right about it, okay? Wasn't much details about it. It was just all of a sudden announcing everything, and usually when it's announced, that means that there's things that prepare for it, budgeting, marketing plans, scripts, so on and so forth, okay? But what exactly is the reason behind this? Now, a lot of people have been expressing a lot of skepticism about the new Star Wars movies since the moment Daisy Ridley actually came on stage, appeared on stage, making a grand appearance with cut hair as well as a red dress. And then the general consensus was actually clear. The movie was not going to happen. All right. I remember that because I also reported on it the day of, the release and all of that. And come to find out, they actually decided to go ahead and make this news and everything. This kind of sentiment was actually recently confirmed by breaking news. OK, as of today. So different reports surfaced saying that Stephen Knight, who's the screenwriter of the movie, is actually leaving the project due to which led to his indefinite cancellation. OK, so they announced that it was going to be canceled indefinitely, but what does indefinitely really mean in this particular context? Probably implies that the project is on hold until Lucasfilm decides otherwise, effectively rendering it as canceled. Now, this kind of development is not entirely unexpected because we all knew that, and I've discussed it in video, so many other YouTubers as well, including Echo Base Network, WDW Pro, so on and so forth, expressed doubts for like the months after going into this year about the project's actual viability, which has been present from the start. Now, Daisy Ridley's appearance at the Star Wars celebration over in Europe was seen as nothing more than a test run to see how the fans will react to it. Now, this news reports specifically that Daisy Ridley's Untitled Rey Skywalker movie was delayed indefinitely, and Stephen Knight is considering leaving the project due to creative differences. I wonder exactly what those creative differences are. Could it be that, he probably had his own plans for it, and it went against the kind of standards as well as narratives that Lucasfilm actually put out there. Okay, so ideally, Lucasfilm will be transparent about this particular situation, admitting that the cancellation is due to financial concerns and different risks associated with the producing a potentially unprofitable movie. But the Rey Skywalker Palpatine sequel trilogy is actually not likely to actually bring home a good amount of profit at this time, okay? But the Untitled Rey Skywalker movie led by Daisy Ridley is actually encountering a lot of significant creative issues, okay? Surprise, surprise. These different problems are not severe enough that Stephen Knight, who was the writer of the film, or chose to be the writer of the film, is actually on the brink of leaving, and the film itself faces an indefinite delay. Now, usually, many blockbuster stores, breaking stores and blockbuster franchises like Star Wars and even Marvel have been reported, but it's actually to be seen here in this kind of light that there's many reports out there mention that Disney has internally delayed the Rey Skywalker film, as we've noticed that or learned that late last week as well as this past weekend, indefinitely, and consequently Disney shift the focus to the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, which was announced last week as the next theatrical release feature film. Now, the different problems that's haunting Daisy Ridley led film is having different creative disputes, possibly due to the fact that Stephen Knight has his idea and own shaping of Star Wars, whereas Lucasfilm decided to continue with the route of woke. Okay, so Lucasfilm and Stephen Knight, who was famed for his work on Peaky Blinders, are actually at odds. Now, Stephen Knight actually submitted a draft that Lucasfilm really hated, making him to start almost from scratch. Now, this particular situation has led to increasing frustration for Knight, actually leading to his departure from the project. Now, Knight, who's currently focusing on his own movie script, is putting Star Wars on the back burner. Okay, so this big shift in focus comes after the different delays in development as well as production from the WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes. Now, another source has reported that Knight had yet to complete a draft of the Daisy Ridley-led feature, casting further doubt on this particular involvement. Now, you actually mean to tell me that some reports are reporting that there were creative indifferences and stuff, and then there's like another report stating that he hasn't even finished or even started the script itself. This is all a big mess as we speak. Now, the situation shouldn't surprise anyone who's familiar with Lucasfilm's way of operating things. It's now also not common for writers like Knight to receive extensive notes from Kathleen Kennedy and her story group, but often necessitating significant changes to their scripts. But Knight's decision to potentially leave the project may be seen as a matter of pride, professionally refusing to compromise his vision for the film. Now, what does this mean that's going to happen next? Be sure to let me know your thoughts about that in comments below as well. Now, the dedicated fan base of Disney's Star Wars is likely to scrutinize these reports. Those who are the shills of the Disney Star Wars sequels and all of that. Those who are, looking to promote it and type it in a blog so that way they'll get good benefits from Disney as well as Lucasfilm and stuff. Now, those are going to be people who are going to be questioning the credibility of the sources, who've made this known. But these outlets have a strong track record of accurate reporting, particularly in the realm of legitimate scoops, making the insights valuable, as well as different YouTubers being proven right. Now, reflecting on Kathleen Kennedy's approach to the movie and her pitch to Daisy Ridley, it's clear that the project's fate is uncertain. It's been uncertain from the beginning, actually, and this situation is actually serving as a lesson about the film industry. Projects that are in development or have been greenlit can still face cancellation. Have they not learned from what WB has went through? I mean, with Batgirl or Batwoman or whatever it was called, it was made and they did a test run and they stated this can't be released. It was so bad. So even that movie that was finished being made and stuff, they didn't even offer to do any reshoots. They just want to hear flat out cancel it and cancel the release of it and turn it into a tax write-off. So who's to say that the same thing wouldn't happen to this? Now, this is also reminiscent over the different predictions about Ahsoka Season 2, which many people are stating that it's not going to be guaranteed and it never has been guaranteed. Now, the developments currently around the Rey Skywalker movie still raises questions about the direction of Star Wars under Kathleen Kennedy's leadership. Now, there's different projects that's been canceled and many creative talents have been removed or dismissed under her time. And now it seems that Stephen Knight is actually the latest one to experience this by departing away from it, being almost forced by the circumstances. Okay. Now, this turn of events could be seen as beneficial to the Star Wars franchise, those who are fans of the George Lucas films. And then the sequel trilogy era, particularly anything related to Rey Skywalker and Kathleen Kennedy's vision, didn't really resonate with a large portion of the fan base itself. Now, right now, fans who have been critical of this direction in the Star Wars universe might feel a sense of vindication. But as always, the opinions of the fandom will vary, but this particular development marks a significant moment in the ongoing saga of the Star Wars film production. Now, it's not bad enough that, not only was it announced at a time and they didn't even no announcement of a script has been written and everything. They didn't even say the release date of it and as well. So particularly fast forward like almost a year later, you also have the announcement of the new director, who was Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy. Okay. Now, Obaid-Chinoy came on and stuff and they announced it. And then she also appeared on CNN stating that, it's about time there should be a female to direct a Star Wars movie. Okay. Or anything related to Star Wars, basically, as possibly implied. But And then we find out, like, they saw the backlash, the fan backlash from it. And then that's when they announced the Mandalorian movie. I guarantee you they probably don't even have a script for that movie either. It's just been announced. You know? Haven't been in the confirmation of Katie Sackhoff returning as her in her role and everything, as well as other characters, you know. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Also including any additional thoughts you have on this particular topic. Smash the like button this video, share far wide across social media. And if you haven't done so already and you enjoyed all the content I put out there, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification so that way you'll be notified of future uploads and updates. Until then, peace.